This is definitely not something I thought I would make, but here I am. So one of the great things about Disney in the old days was its characters and just the simplicity of the characters, with Mickey being a mouse, Donald being a duck, and Goofy being a dog. Everything was normal, understandable, and not really many people had a problem saying, okay, Mickey's a mouse, Donald's a duck. But apparently, there's been confusion about whether or not Goofy is a dog or a cow. Now, granted, I didn't even know this was a thing. I've always thought Goofy was a dog, never even thought of Goofy as a cow. However, this came up as I was watching the stream. This guy named Drunk 3PL, who I've watched multiple times, and the man's had some odd takes every now and then, but this one really threw me off as in the middle of a stream, he just pronounces this.
I don't know why you think Johnny's a cow.
Cow?
What?
I didn't say that.
Goofy's a cow.
No, he's a dog.
No, he's a dog.
He's a cow.
Oh my God, Jay.
Well,
Goofy's a dog.
Look it up. He's a
Goofy's
cow.
dog.
Isn't Goofy dating a cow? So why would they have a
No,
dog?
Goofy was married to
dating
a woman.
Johnny 64.
Goofy was married to a human woman.
Goofy dated
That's how
a
messed
cow.
up this is. Goofy was married to a human woman, and then she died.
Goofy is dating a cow, so he is a cow.
No.
he's
Okay,
not.
I'm
Goofy's a
googling this.
dog.
What the
Everyone's voting dog.
fuck are we talking about?
Just Google Goofy is a cow.
Is Goofy
How did
a
we get to this
dog?
conversation?
In chat, I did a poll on the Twitch side. What is Goofy? Dog, cow? Everyone's saying dog.
Okay,
Yeah,
if
he's a
Clarabelle is a cow, and
Clarabelle is a
Goofy's
cow.
a dog.
Bill Farmer has
why
been the
hell
voice of
do
Goofy
they
since.
so similar? That's what I want to know.
Bill Farmer says he's a dog. So, and he's the guy that does the voice for Goofy.
This conversation proves why there's so many furries in America.
Now, when he said this, I thought he was joking. For a good bit of it, I thought he was actually joking, but he seemed very serious. And later on in the week, not only did he actually reinstate his claim on another stream, but he also went out on another video and went to go ask workers of Disney at Animal Kingdom whether or not Goofy was a dog or a cow.
Yeah, I asked people
He's
that
a
work
dog.
there. Like, I went to the animal park, and I was just like, "Is Goofy a cow?" Like, because it's
He's a
Mickey
dog,
and
bro.
No. Mickey and listen to me. Mickey and Minnie, mice. They're together. Daffy Donald, ducks. They're together. Goofy's dating a cow. He walks Pluto, who is a dog. All right, the dogs in that universe are different. The cows walk on 2 feet, and they're together, and they're weird. So Goofy is a cow.
Yeah, because wouldn't he be a bull if he was a male
Listen,
cow?
I'm gonna show you this picture. There's somebody's gonna.
I don't want to
share
see
this.
it, Mike. You
I'm
can't
telling
change
you.
my mind. Is Goofy a cow or a dog?
I believe Goofy's a dog.
Is Goofy a cow or a dog?
He's a dog.
He's a cow.
Is Goofy a dog or a cow? I think he's a cow.
A dog.
Is Goofy a dog or a cow?
I've seen him walking Pluto, and I'm pretty sure he's dating Clarabelle.
Yes, exactly.
Now, granted, I know that the character is fiction and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. However, I kind of wanted a definitive answer because that was just like, that doesn't make any sense with all the knowledge I know. And it also didn't quite make any sense as to why exactly was this such a big deal. Like, I thought it was a very just straight up answer. I thought it was a very straight up answer. Didn't really think that there was any sort of gray area about Goofy being a dog or a cow. I thought it was just straight up dog. I never thought about it that way. And then I thought and then I stopped the stream and did some digging and went to go look into some of the stuff as to like what kind of proof there is. Because I know there's proof for why he's a dog. There's a lot of proof for why he's a dog. And I'll get into some of that in a little bit. But I wanted to know exactly what kind of proof there was for him being a cow. Because I had never heard of it. And it never occurred to me. Now, he had kind of gone over some of the proof in the stream. Now, from what I can best gather is his reasoning is for Goofy not being a dog but a cow is that his love interest since 2010 has been Clarabelle Cow, and that Disney has been keeping their coupling of characters of opposite sex, but also keeping them within the same species, like Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck and Daisy Duck. So it put me the question, okay, that's some sound theory, as she's kind of been his love interest since the 2010s, since like the Three Musketeers movie and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Like, if you were only exposed to the recent, if we only knew so much as the recent stuff for Goofy's character, then yeah, it would be somewhat soundproof. It would somewhat make sense. However, that is not quite the case, as Clarabelle Cow not only was in a relationship before, but she was in a relationship before with a horse, specifically a character named Horace Horsecollar. And this character, ironically, he's appeared with Mickey ever since 1930 until Goofy kind of took his spot later on. Now, in some of the comics, Clarabelle Cow and Horace were engaged according to some of the 1931 and 1932 continuities, which is kind of all the proof you kind of need for that one. Now, another thing that is proof for it that Goofy is not necessarily a cow, Bill Farmer, the voice actor of Goofy since 1978, told Yahoo that Goofy is not a dog, but that Goofy, on the other hand, seems to be in the canine family without being explicitly labeled as a dog. So he is not exactly a dog, but he's pretty close. From Florida, ING, some people say that Goofy is a cow because of his love of dairy products and his large furry body. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think love of dairy products explicitly makes you a cow, and dogs are also furry. So there's that. So that kind of doesn't help. And then, but the dog one isn't that great either because he walks on all fours.
Coincidence? I think not.
No. Another place that seems to think that this is false is a place called Snopes, and they claim this is a false. They claim that this rating about Goofy being modeled after a breed of Scottish cow is false. Now, the reasoning for this is, according to Disney's Mouse Links, Goofy has always been thought of as a dog with human features. This kind of brought me to this question, okay, where did this exactly then come from if Goofy is a dog and he's always been a dog, and Disney is outright saying that this is a conspiracy theory and that he's been a dog. He's always been a dog. Well, this kind of comes from a place called Real Rundown. This seems to be where everything sort of stems from. This article about Goofy being a dog or a cow. Now, it starts off with mainly going over the same kind of points that Jay did in the video, in which it goes over whether or not that they're hiding something and makes a whole bunch of leaps and bounds in his character, saying all kinds of stuff like they say that he is specifically a breed of cow that does not have horns. And then you read more into the theory and it goes into the physical evidence. It states that the physical evidence of Goofy's bovine heritage is obvious. His buck teeth are flat, a characteristic of a herbivore. His cow nose and flaring nostrils are larger than that of a dog and more like that of a cow. And remember, he comes from a hornless breed of cattle. So it is not unusual that he does not have any horns. Now, one of the things that didn't quite make any sense to me was there is another character that also is a cow that looks completely different from him as far as like facial features go. Now, as far as the features go, now granted, as far as like body and like cartoonishness wise, it's kind of all the same as like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck in some of the instances. But however, he looks more like another character, Pluto, just on all fours, instead of like Clarabelle Cow. And this can also be seen in this actual thumbnail here, in which you actually get this. Animators have actually said that he is a dog because his bottom of the hat is a bull. This black band here is a collar, and this top part here is a bone, kind of hinting towards him being a dog. Now, this kind of goes into a whole bunch of, it basically goes like pulls at your expectations, kind of makes these characters like serious to the point where it's almost satirical. And it goes over all kind of things like Clarabelle Cow and Max and them all being related. And then it goes into this one giant conspiracy theory and kind of labels the same point that I had said earlier, and Jay had kind of made earlier, in saying that Disney often couples characters of the opposite sex with the same species. Both Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Donald and Daisy Duck follow this pattern. However, we know this is not always the case, as can be seen in Horace Horsecollar, who was a character that predated Donald and Daisy Duck. And also, it is also proof in characters like Chip and the Mouse Girl from Rescue Rangers. Now, it does kind of leave it open-ended where you be the judge. However, the only reference that they have here is this breed of livestock Angus cattle, which just points you to this website here from the Oklahoma State going over the Angus cattle breed livestock. So that seems very, very minimal kind of evidence. What kind of puts the nail in the coffin is this comment by the author, Tony Fisher, saying, I think the word you are looking for is satire. Kind of saying that it is meant to be satirical. For anybody who once believed that Goofy was a cow, I hope this changes your mind. And if you still happen to think that Goofy is a cow, well, I don't know what other proof I can give to you. However, it seems like this all started from this article, which according to Snopes was made in 2012 and apparently has since then been updated as of recently in March 29th, 2022. Choose for yourself, but the evidence points more towards one than the other.